Hey, it's Mr. Win, or Mr. Johnny is what you probably know me as, and today we're going to go over test review 2.3. Alright, you probably already started this on Schoology, but I'm going to go through all the problems. If you want to skip ahead in the video to the problem that you're working on, go ahead. If you want to rewatch how to do these other problems, go ahead and start from the beginning right here. But let's go. So the first question asks us to pick rate or unit rate. Alright, we got to pick, is this a rate or a unit rate? A unit rate, the second number is 1. That's all you really need to know how to do this problem. 56 and a 7. That's not a 1 on the second number. That's just a straight up rate, not a unit rate. $16.50 per hour. You see right here, there's no number in front of that hour. That automatically means just 1. So that is a unit rate. 3.7 miles per hour. Again, it says per hour. There's not a 1 in front of it, but it's automatically 1, so it's a unit rate, because unit rates have a 1 for the second number. 4.120 beats per minute. Again, that's a unit rate because it's automatically 1 for that second number. If you don't see a number on the second one, basically it's a unit rate, alright? 5.12 cups of flour per 4 cups of sugar. That's a rate. 6.5 people per car. That means you put 6.5 people in one car. That's just, whatchamacallit. That's just, oh, wait, what the? Oh, it's not 6.5. I mean, it's, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a unit rate, alright? Because it's just one car. I got confused because this is number 6, and then it's 5 people per car. So it looks like 6.5, but it's actually like 5 people per car. And it's number 6. You know what I'm saying? Alright, question number 2. Find the missing value that makes 4 blank equivalent to 36 to 81. So we got a 4, we got a blank, and it needs to be equivalent to 36 to 81. I'm going to write it as a fraction. Just because that's how I like to do this. You're going to have to write it as fractions for all of them too. So just get in the habit of writing these things into fractions. Basically, when you have 2 numbers on one side, that's where you start off with. Alright, I got 2 numbers on this, I'm going to start off there. This one jumped from here to here. I don't know how it made that jump, but it did make that jump. Once I find out how I make that jump, whatever happens to 36 to get it to 4, I got to do that same thing to 81. So 36 divided by something is 4. 36 divided by 9 is 4. So now that I know that I divided by 9 up top, I'm going to divide 9 on the bottom. 81 divided by 9 equals 9. And that's all it is. Boom. Alright, answer to this question is 9. That's question number 2. Question number 3. Which of the following ratios is not equivalent to the other 2? So a ratio is equivalent if the top makes the same jump and the bottom makes the same jump. What I mean by this is, let me demonstrate. I'm going to pick this one and this one to start off with. I have to test all of them out though, but I'm going to pick those. 1 over 2, 6 over 12. So if the same jump happens on the top and the bottom, then we're good. So the jump that happens on the top from 1 to 6 is 1 times 6. So if the jump here is times 6, then I'm good. Well, I know that 2 times 6 is 12, so it is the same jump. It is the same jump, so we're good. So these check out. Let's see if 1/2 equals 4 over 28. 1/2, does it equal 4 over 28? Let's check. Well, the jump from 1 to 4 is times 4. The jump from 2 to 28 is not times 4 because 2 times 4 is 8, not 28. It's times 14, so it's not the same jump on the top and the bottom, so no, that is not equivalent. So your answer is 4 over 28 because it asks you which one is not equivalent. Alright. Question number 4. Mr. McCoy is making a football-shaped cake that requires 1 drop of brown food coloring for every 12 ounces of cake. Okay, well, he has 1 drop of food coloring for every 12 ounces of cake. Anytime they give you a ratio, you probably want to write it down because that's what you're going to be working with. 1 drop of brown, 12 ounces of cake. Which of the following combinations, which one of these, shows the same ratio of dye of food coloring to cake? So this one says 4 drops of dye to 48 ounces of cake. Let's see if this is equal to 1 over 12. We got 4 and 48. So if it makes the same jump on the top and the bottom, we know that it's equivalent. 1 to 4, that's a jump of multiplying by 4. 12 to 48. Well, 12 times 4 is, well, 12. Let's just do the work. 12 times 4. 12 times 4 is, well, 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. It is, okay. So 12 times 4 does equal 48. So this and this are the same. I gotta check this one too. So the original one was 1 over 12. Let's see if it can jump to 2 over 24. This does a jump of times 2. This does a jump of 12 times 2 is 24. So it is do a jump of times 2. So boom, boom. Those are both right. Actually, you need to mark this box because both of the above are correct. That's actually your answer. Alrighty. We are on question 5. Find the unit rate. Remember, the unit rate, it has the number 1 for the second. Ooh, my bad. Y'all can't even see. Okay, find the unit rate. 28 donut holes in 2 bags equal blank donut holes per 1 bag. It just says per bag, but you know it's 1 bag. Find the unit rate. We know that second number needs to be 1. So the original ratio they give us is 28 donut holes in 2 bags. We got 28 donut holes in 2 bags. Anytime they give you a ratio and they want the unit rate, all you got to do is divide the top by the bottom. 28 divided by 2. That equals 14. You could use your calculator. That's what I just did. I just used my calculator. That's how I got that so fast. You didn't see me type it in, but I typed it. Alright. 28 donut holes. Alright, I was lying. I'm sorry. But you can use your calculator. I didn't use a calculator, but you can use a calculator. So we know it's 14 donut holes per 1 bag. Alright, remember that. When they give you a ratio and they want the unit rate, you just got to divide the top by the bottom. That's all it is. I mean, technically, you're dividing the top and the bottom by 2. 28 divided by 2 is 14. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 14 over 1. But you know what I mean, right? 14 over the 1 is the same thing as 14. So that's what that is. Question number 6. The animal shelter currently has 36 cats and 72 dogs. What is the ratio of cats to dogs? So it says 36 cats to 72 dogs. Remember to simplify. Okay, I got to simplify. So I got to keep dividing these numbers down until I can't divide them anymore. I know that, like, okay, they're both even. I can divide both by 2. That's for sure. I mean, you can always start off with 2 if you see that both of them are even. So 36 divided by 2 is 18. 72 divided by 36 is 36. Okay. I could divide them both again. What number can go into both of them? Well, I could divide 18 by 2 again. That's an even number, right? When in doubt, you could probably divide by 2 if they're both even. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now, what can these two numbers be divided by? Well, 9 can be divided by 9. And 18 can also be divided by 9. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. 18 divided by 9 is 2. And that's 1/2. By the way, if in the beginning you could have told, if your brain was able to see it, don't worry if it wasn't. But if it was, then you could have went straight to, I know 36 can be divided by 36. And you can actually divide 72 by 36. It's 1 over 2. As you can see, same thing. Or over here, if you notice that once you got to this point, you knew that you could divide 18 by 18 and 36 by 18, and you would have gotten straight to 1/2 again. Alright? So your answer is 1/2. Basically, you just got to keep breaking it down so you can't break it down anymore. Question number 7. Angel ate a 1-pound block of cheese while watching Stranger Things. In total, it was 392 calories. Alright. Well, we got 392 calories. And we got 1-pound block of cheese. I put the 1 on the bottom because remember unit rates. 392 and 1. Even though it gave me the 1 first, unit rates. You always want to put that 1 on the bottom or second. Now it says, how many calories does the cheese contain per ounce? 1 pound is 16 ounces. This question is a little tricky. Don't worry if you don't understand this problem. It's tricky. Alright? It's a challenge problem. So if we know that 392 calories in 1 pound, we also know that it's 392 calories in 16 ounces. Because 1 pound is 16 ounces, right? 392 calories in 1 pound. That means 392 calories in 16 ounces. Oh, sorry, this should be ounces, which is OZ. That's an O and a Z. That's 1 pound, and that's 16 ounces. So we got 392 over 1 is the same thing as 392 over 16. I know that seems confusing, but it's because 1 pound is the same thing as 16 ounces. So that's why that's that. Now it says, how many calories does the cheese contain per ounce? So if we know it's 392 for every 16 ounces, it wants to know how many calories is in 1 ounce. In other words, it wants the unit rate in ounces. All you got to do is divide the top and the bottom, whatever that is. 392 divided by 16. That one I actually don't know what it is, so I got to do it the old school way. 16 goes into 39 2 times. 39 minus 32 is 7. Bring down your 2. 16 goes into 72. My goodness, some crazy stuff is happening on the roof. 4 times, I think. Yeah, 4. That equals 64. 72 minus 64 is 8. And then bring down to 0. There's an invisible 0 right here. You could use your calculator, by the way. I'm just doing it old school. 16 goes into 8 5 times. So your answer is 24.5. Honestly, don't really worry about this question. This one was a little bit difficult, to be honest. But if you understood it, then you're good. You're golden. Alright, question number 8. Solve the proportion. Alright, cool. Cool. Remember, start off on the side where you got both numbers. Just see what type of jump did this make? 8 to 16 is times 2. Alright, then I'm just going to make the same jump. 3 to x is, I'm going to multiply by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So that x, that was just a placeholder, by the way. It's just like, I don't know what it is, I'll put an x. But we found out it's 6, because 8 times 2 is 16. I'm going to do the same jump on top. 3 times 2 is 6. Boom. Okay, number... I think this is... What the... Where's my... Okay, I got question number 7, 8. Page 5. Where's my page 6? Okay, here you go. My bad, y'all. Okay, question 9. John, big baby John, earned $112.52 for doing 4 hours of landscaping. What is the unit rate? Again, all you gotta do for the unit rate, when it gives you a rate and it asks for the unit rate, you just divide the top with the bottom. So 112.52 divided by 4 hours. That's the rate. If it wants a unit rate, you just divide. Alright, now I'm going to use my calculator because it's the end of the day. I'm not trying to do a bunch of division, to be honest. And you can use your calculator too. Ooh, my neck hurts. Okay, we got 112.52 divided by 4, and the answer is $28.13. Boom! So your answer is $28.13 per hour. That's how much John makes every hour he landscapes. Again, if it asks you for a unit rate, you just divide the top with the bottom. Just set it up. Whatever numbers they give you, top, bottom, first, second, top, bottom, and then divide. That's all. Question number 10. Andy was shooting hoops yesterday and scored 105 shots in 3 minutes. That's not even realistic. At this rate, how many shots can he make in 8 minutes? Alright. Let's see. I know how to do this. I just don't want to confuse y'all. Well, first and foremost, you go from 105 shots in 3 minutes, right? Then it wants you to go from 3 minutes to 8 minutes. What's that jump? And then you take that same jump, right? The problem is jumping from 3 to 8, it doesn't work because it goes from 3, 6, 9, right? So what you have to do is take this and find the unit rate, because the unit rate has a 1 on the bottom, right? And you can jump from 1 to 8. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 can't jump from to 8, but 1 can jump to 8. So if you take this original rate, find the unit rate, and then from the unit rate make the jump to 8, then you can solve the problem. So I got to make a backwards jump right here. How does 3 go to 1? Well, 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So I got to make that same jump on the top. 105 divided by 3 equals 35. Right? So now I have the unit rate. Now I can jump from 1 to 8 and then make that same jump with the 35. I'm going to rewrite it so it's not so messy. I'm going to rewrite it right here all small. 35 over 1 equals something over 8. So from 1 to 8, I multiplied by 8. So all I got to do is multiply by 8 right here, and I'll get that. So 35 times 8 equals 280. That means in 8 minutes, he scored 280 shots. Okay, number 11. Sam Houston Park has a trail called Piper's Way that is 7 miles long. You walk 1/4 of the trail, but then find a grizzly bear and ride it back to camp. How much of the trail did you walk? Okay. Basically, you walk 1/4 of the trail, right? The other part, you rode a bear back. And it wants to know how much of the trail did you walk. Well, you walked 1/4 of the trail, right? And the trail is 7 miles long. So the trail is 7 miles long. If you want to find 1/4 of the trail, you just multiply it by 1/4. Or another way to think about it is, I mean, if you walked 1/4 of the trail, right? You know what? I'm not going to say the other way to think about it. Let's just do it the way we have it. 7 times 1/4. Well, this is a whole number and this is a fraction. So what I got to do is make that 7 into a fraction as well. So 7 is the same thing as 7 over 1. Right? Times 1 over 4. So 7 times 1/4 is the same thing as 7 over 1 times 1/4. The reason why 7 over 1 is the same thing as 7 is because 7 divided by 1 is 7. So that's why you can write it like that. Now you just got to multiply across. So 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. 7/4. Okay. And then the thing is, that's called an improper fraction because the top is bigger than the bottom. I gotta make it a mixed number. So 4, the way you make it a mixed number is you see how many times the bottom goes into the top, and that's your big number outside. So 4 goes into 7 one time. What's remaining, you leave it on top. Like 4 goes into 7 one time. Well, if 4 goes into 7 one time, we still have 3 remaining, right? What I mean by that is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we had 4 go into 7 once, so it took that 4, and we have 3 remaining. So we have 3 on top, and you just leave the bottom like it is, 1 3/4. So your answer is this. Number 12, how many times does 0.6 go into 12.66? That's just a division problem. How many times does this go into this? You just divide. Okay, that's all it is, but I'm going to use my calculator for this. 12.66 21.1. Boom. Just use your calculator. Ooh. Question 13. What multiplication problem would give you the same answer as this division problem? What multiplication problem is the same thing as this division problem? Well, when you divide with fractions, it's the same thing as multiplying that first fraction. So we have 2/3 divided by 5/9, right? It's the same thing as taking that first fraction and multiplying it by the reciprocal of the second fraction. The reciprocal is just that fraction upside down. So 2/3 times 9/5. Question 14. 3/4 divided by 2/3. Alright, remember, division is the same thing as multiplication, but you gotta flip that second one upside down. So I'm gonna flip the 2/3 upside down to 3/2. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 2 is 8. Boom. Oh, but the thing is, that's a improper fraction. I gotta make it a mixed number. So first, see how many times this number fits into the top number. 8 goes into 9 one time, so that's the number on the outside. Whatever I have remaining, I leave it on the top. I have 1 left over. And then just keep that denominator right there. Boom. 1 1/8. Here, number 15, we have a multiplication problem. 2 2/5 times 3/4. 2 2/5 times 3/4. Alright, well, you just multiply across, but the thing is, this is a mixed number, and I can't work with that. I need to turn it into an improper fraction. So to go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, I just multiply the big old number outside with the number on the bottom. So 2 times 5 is 10, right? 2 times 5 is 10. Then add that to the top. Add that to the top. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So this 2 2/5 is actually 12/5 times 3/4. Now I can do my multiplication. Just multiply across. 12 times 3 is 36. 5 times 4 is 20. Alright, well, 20 can go into 36 one time. Remember, this is an improper fraction. I need to turn it back into a mixed number for my final answer. So 1, and then I have 20 goes into 36 one time, and I have 16 left over. 16 over 20. The thing is, 1 and 16/20. You can actually simplify 16/20. You can divide 16 by 4, and you can also divide 20 by 4. So 16 divided by 4 is 4, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So it's 1 4/5. So the answer is 1 4/5. Boom. Question number 16. Every time George buys a Snicker candy bar, he pays $1.50. If he buys 16 candy bars, what is the change in George's bank account? So basically, how much money does he spend? And how much is it changing in his bank account? Well, if 1 is $1.50, if you buy 6, you just got to multiply 150 by 6. Right? Just put it in your calculator. 150 times 6 equals 9. But then it asks, what is the change in your bank account? Well, it's going to be a -9 out of your bank account, right? Because you spent the $9, you're taking $9 out of your bank account. That's why it's a -9. Boom. Number 17. Which of the following expressions has the greatest value? So you got to calculate what all these are and then see which number is the biggest. So we have -5 plus, we have, let me zoom in a little bit so we can see better. And remember, negatives is like negativity in your life. Positive is like positivity in your life. Alright, so we start off with -1 plus -5. Well, negativity, we're starting the day off negative, and we're adding more negativity. -1 adding -5. That's going to be -6, right? But then -6, we got -6, right? We already did that part. -6 minus -2. We're negative, and then we're taking away negativity. -6 minus -2. We're taking away negativity, so we're going to become less negative. So -6 minus -2 is -4. Alright? So I had -6 taking away -2. I'm negative and I'm taking away negativity, which makes me less negative. It makes me a little bit closer to positive, right? Let's do this one. -1 minus -5. So I'm negative and I'm taking away negativity, which means I'm less negative, which means I'm getting positive. So -1 minus -5, that actually, if you look on a number line, if I started at -1 and I'm taking away -5, that's a 1 by the way, 2, 3, 4. So I'm starting at -1 and I'm taking away -5, so I'm getting more positive. So I'm going to go 5 steps to the right. So -1, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I land at 4. So -1 minus -5 is actually -4. -4, I'm negative, minus -2. Oh, sorry. I'm not at -4, I'm at 4. I'm at straight up 4. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm at 4. So I'm positive, and then I'm minusing -2. I'm positive, and I'm taking away negativity. So I'm just going to get more positive. So 4 taking away 2 negatives, I'm going to end up at 6. Alright. Here we have -1 plus -5. I'm negative, and I'm adding more negativity. -1 plus -5 is -6. Okay. Now we have -6 minus 2. -6 minus 2. So I'm negative, then I'm minusing 2. That is a positive 2. Alright? Because it's minus 2. Like, there's not a positive sign in front of it, but you know if there's no sign in front of it, you know it's automatically positive. So if you're negative and you're taking away 2 positives, if you're negative and you're already negative and you're taking away something positive from your life, you're going to get even more negative. -6 minus 2 is -8. Alright, last one is -1 minus -5. So I'm negative and I'm taking away negativity. So I'm going to get more positive. -1 minus -5 is 4. Then 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2, I mean, that's just like a straight up regular minusing problem. 4 minus 2, that's 2. So your answer is here, because this one was the biggest. Out of these numbers, 6 is the biggest. And I asked you which one had the biggest, or the greatest value. Alright, let's move on. Number 18, every day. Every day you add a quarter into your piggy bank. You do this for 108 days. How much money do you have? Alright, if you every day you add in 25 cents and you do it for 108 days, you just got to do 108 times 25, or 0.25, right? 25 cents every day for 108 days, that's just 25 cents times 108. So you get 27 bucks, according to my calculator. Look, 108 times 0.25 was 27. $27. Alright, number 19. A gardener created a section in her yard to grow her tomatoes. The length of this section was 4.3 feet and the width was 5.7 feet. How much space does she have in this section to grow her tomatoes? It's just multiplying 4.3 and 5.7 because it said find the area. I'll draw a diagram. It was 4.3 feet long and 5.7 feet wide. To find the area, you just multiply those two numbers. Oopsies. 4.3 times 5.7 equals 24.51. Boom, that's your answer. And finally, we're on question 20. You worked 5 days this week and your paycheck reads $616.30. I mean, how much money were you earning on average each day? Well, we know $616.30. We made that in 5 days. So to find the average, you just divide those two numbers. Alright? 16.30. That's how much she made in 5 days. So if I divide that by 5, I'm going to get how much she made on 1 day, or the average, $123.26. Boom. And that's all it is, kids. I hope y'all have a good time. And I know this was a lot of math, and I didn't really get to explain as much as I want, but it was just so, I didn't want to make the video too long. If you need any more help, just let me know. I really want you to succeed, so just let me know if you need any more help. Goodbye. Goodbye.